It's Kim from Homestead Hopeful. We went camping, my family and I went camping over the weekend, 3 nights, 4 days, and when we got back, I thought that I'd killed my bean plants for lack of water. So I'm going to show you what those look like, and then I'm going to show you what I really found, and it's not a lack of water after all. This is what my poor bean plants look like. The provider bean is probably the heaviest damaged. Most of the leaves are dried up and gone, and it was hot and dry. I removed the rest of the beans that were formed on it just so it wouldn't have to struggle along trying to form those beans. It might recover, it might not, but I want to show you something that was very interesting. So I started looking and I thought it was lack of water, but then these speckled leaves are definitely not from lack of water. So I thought, okay, there must be some sort of deficiency since I'm growing in a bucket. Well, I started looking, and underneath this side of the leaf you don't really see a whole lot. It's hard to tell. On a few of them you can see something very teeny tiny. So I got, that's a big spider. He's doing his job, but there's a reason why he's there. He's eating all the little itty bitty spider mites. So I will show you the picture that I took, and I blew it up. I'll take you inside and show you the picture that I blew up. Okay, this is the picture that I took of the bean leaves outside, a provider bean, and that's my finger up in the left hand corner there. So you can tell how small everything. You're seeing the underside of the bean leaves, and you can kind of see these little brown orangey splotches here and there. So when I zoom in, oh, look at that. Those, my friends, are spider mites. Okay? So come to find out, all that damage on my beans are caused from spider mites. Spider mites, when it's really hot and dry like it has been, they can actually kill the plant. A lot of times they go unnoticed for quite some time. And I probably have had them for quite some time, and they didn't really show a whole lot of damage until we went away and those containers remained unwatered for 4 days. We were expecting rain, so I didn't bother to make arrangements for it to be watered. But that's spider mites, my friends. Some of the leaves that I took off, you can kind of see like this, I don't know, debris. Some of it's dirt, but there's debris all over the leaves. These were at the bottom of the pot that had already fallen off. This was still on the plant, and I just happened to knock it off while I was looking. But then if you look at this one, I mean, you can tell that there's definitely something going on with that poor little leaf. That's what the top looks like. And basically, spider mites are sap suckers, so another one of those sap-sucking arachnids. It's not an insect, it's an arachnid. Sucks the sap right out of the leaves and can kill it. The natural ways of dealing with it are to, the first thing was to remove garden debris because they overwinter, so somehow it overwintered in that soil, so something in the compost or what have you. Keep your plants watered consistently. So again, this is just one of those times that I have shown that I have issues consistently watering my plants. Back in the springtime, I had issues with split radishes. My radishes split open, and that is directly related to inconsistent watering. So clearly I have problems with maintaining the proper water levels in my plants, and this is one of the ways that can show, is that pests can become out of control, and it can actually kill your plants, which I think the contenders or the provider beans, they might have been done in. The chocolate runner and Uncle Willie's is also showing some damage, but not nearly as bad as the other, as well as the beans that are planted in my actual raised bed. They show a little bit of damage, but not nearly to the extent as the ones in the 5-gallon pails. So treatment is, of course, keeping things well watered and evenly and consistently watered, and not to overwater because that can cause rot issues. And the second thing was a pesticide, which I'm not too keen on because that kills everything. And I saw some YouTubers use neem oil, spraying neem oil. Since my cucumbers are having so much of an issue with cucumber beetles, I might just do everything in some neem oil, but I have to do that at night, and I have to be careful since I have backyard bees. I don't want to harm them in any way, so that's something that goes on at night. And I think it was Gary at the Rusted Garden. He's the one that also suggested that whenever you spray anything on your plants, you should do a test spray first. So even something as commonly used as neem oil, I think I'll probably just do some testing on the plants that are doing well. The provider bean, I'll just go ahead and spray that because it can't get any worse. They're pretty much dead. So I will go ahead and do that probably tonight when the sun goes down. It's still too hot to do that now. Plus I don't want to get any pollinators sprayed. So there you go, my friends. Spider mites. Who would have thought? Oh, and just so that you know, there are the natural predator, one of the natural predators is something that's called a velvet mite. So those are those little red-orange little mites that we see, and I always thought that they were a problem to have in the garden. They're actually not, so go figure. I thought they were damaging, and they actually will kill the tiny harmful spider mites. See, you just never know what you're squashing until you look it up. So don't kill anything without researching it first. So anyway, I hope this helps you, my friends, maybe identify some issues that might be going on in your garden as well. Green beans are not the only thing that spider mites can infest. They can damage other plants as well as vegetables. So there you go. I'm going to put the link in the description box for the University of Michigan. That's where I found my information. They had some good photos, so that's how I was able to spot the difference. I also used what's called a discovery scope. I'll show you that. This is my little discovery scope. I was given this, I can't even remember from whom. One of my friends or family members gave it to me to use for our homeschool, and it actually came in handy looking for those little buggers. Because I just used the little lens right there to look inside, and it was quite handy, and that's how see, that's pretty cool, right? That's how I was able to identify these little spider mites, and then when I took a photo, I was able to blow it up, and that's how I saw it on the picture. So that's another way, if you don't have some sort of microscope or something like that, you can take a photo as still as possible and then blow it up. And that's what I did. So you can't, I mean, you can barely even see those little guys when it's normal size until you start blowing it up. I really wouldn't have noticed them had I have not had the little microscope and I have not blown up the photo. So there you go. I hope this helps someone out there identify some garden problems if you guys are suffering from the same thing. Thank you so much for visiting me today at Homestead Hopeful. I hope you like my video and subscribe. Thanks bunches. See you later.